Hello everyone, I'm going to be presenting my portfolio for CSA Day, and throughout this presentation I'm going to highlight a few projects that show different skills that I've learned while I've been at Meredith. So this first slide is my content slide, and this is just showing the different sections that are included in my portfolio. I'm showcasing work for residential and commercial design, and I've also included mood boards, process work, and other related work that I've done in different classes. So this is just a little bit of information about me. My name is Hannah Moss, and obviously I'm a senior here at Meredith, studying interior design with a minor in business administration. And some of my skills that are being highlighted in my work throughout this presentation are AutoCAD, SketchUp, InDesign, and Revit. I've also included some interior design experience that I've done outside of Meredith. Here's one of the residential design projects that I've chosen to highlight in my portfolio. So for this project, we were given 3 different clients, and each client had specific requirements for their room. The first client is Cecilia, and since she was an older lady that wanted a reading room and relaxation room, I thought it was important to highlight how the design is age appropriate and equipped for aging. And our second client is Sadie, and Sadie is a teenager that wanted her room redesigned for her lifestyle as a growing teenager. A requirement that Sadie had was wanting a desk to do her homework. So I thought it was important to also give Sadie a reading corner so she could have separate places in her room that she can associate with different goals and tasks that she needed to get done. Our third client was Jim, and he is a businessman that wanted us to design a home office. And Jim also suffers from PTSD. When designing this room, I did some research on color psychology so I could help with his PTSD. I chose the color yellow to incorporate some bright accents because not only is yellow illuminating and cheerful, but it also relates to acquiring knowledge. So the yellow accents help create a space that is both professional and happy. I chose to highlight this project in my portfolio because this is one of the first projects I completed using SketchUp and Podium, and I feel like it really showcases my software skills appropriately. And these are 2 different commercial design projects that I was assigned. So both were group projects, and this first one was for a SketchUp pop-up shop. And the purpose of this pop-up interior space was to educate and enlighten potential users to use the SketchUp program and become familiar with its features. I wanted to highlight this project in my portfolio because it was the first time I've ever designed a pop-up store, and I thought it was interesting that um, they wanted to design a pop-up store that doesn't necessarily sell merchandise, but it serves more of an informational purpose. It was important that I used SketchUp software to create this pop-up design because I felt like it helped comprehend the elements that the store would need. There were different stations in the store that helped consumers understand how to use certain parts of the SketchUp software. And this next project is a touchdown airport project, and the goal for this project was to create a calm, functional, and aesthetically pleasing airport environment that meets the needs of all travelers. This includes the need for privacy, comfort, and secure work setting, while also giving travelers a place to connect and recharge while waiting for their airplane arrival and departure. I wanted to highlight this project because it was the first time I designed a space that catered around so many different types of people that had different needs. This slide includes my most recent commercial project that was also completed as a group project. And the goal of this project was to establish this market as a destination shop in the downtown area and designing a vendor station that follows the IBC codes and specific programming information. The main focal point of this project was to include accessibility throughout the vendor station. So in our first elevation, you can see that we designed a split bar height so we could have seating for people in wheelchairs and regular bar height seating. In our second elevation, we wanted to showcase the focal point of the vendor station, which is the checkout area. And you can see we designed this drop down curvilinear track lighting almost that was a great focal point for customers, and it also offered great lighting and just a really cool aspect of the space. And next you can see a lighting plan and architectural lighting detail that were completed for the restaurant bathrooms that are in this same building. I chose to highlight this project because I feel that it really showcases my skills in AutoCAD, especially when creating them more just a typical floor plan. And I feel that's important because personally for me, when I think of AutoCAD, or used to when I would think of AutoCAD, I would think, okay, that's the software you use for to make a floor plan. So I think it was interesting to show that I used AutoCAD to design these elevations. So here are just a couple mood boards that I've completed. These are for that same SketchUp pop-up project that we discussed earlier. And I wanted to showcase these because I feel like mood boards and materials palette can really encompass your whole design. And typically a mood board is the first thing you create in your project, even before you start designing in SketchUp. And the materials palette is usually the last thing you create because you're pulling things from your SketchUp model and showing the exact materials that you chose. And I just think it's interesting to compare your mood board and materials palette because you get to see where your inspiration from the project came from and how you turned it into your own unique design. So that is all for my presentation today. Thank you all for listening. And if you would like to know more about me or want to see more of my projects, you can find me on LinkedIn or you can contact me through email. I also have a resume and my full portfolio available. Thank you.